From the developing story on transfer fares to another developing story, which is one of our headline stories also. The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, has given government an 8-day ultimatum to address their book and research allowance or embark on a nationwide industrial action. The association has given the National Council for Tertiary Education, NCTE, or the appropriate authority up to April 15 to initiate the process of payment for the book and research allowance for the 2013-2014 academic year. Otherwise, it will be compelled to withdraw its services. And this afternoon, I do have with me Dr. Samuel A. Atintono. He is the National Secretary of UTAG. Good afternoon. Thanks for your time. Now, even to a national research fund.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm sure these are some of the reasons why you're also even embarking on your strike action.
Yes.
Were you informed or taken through this research fund?
I must say that UTAG has not been properly informed about these issues. For example, we were invited somewhere in December 2013 by the NCTE, that's National Council for Tertiary Education, to be informed that government intends to scrap our book and research allowances and to replace it with a national research fund. That we said, the setting up of the national research fund, UTAG supports that. Okay. But to the national research fund can be accessed by any other researcher, not only by university teachers, but as the name implies, it means anybody can access that one. Book and research is paid to academic senior members of the universities for them to use to buy materials, what we call instructional material, to support them in teaching and research. And this is just a small amount of around 3,000 Ghana cedis, all boxed together. That's a book and the research allowance. So why do you take that away? Because that supports or guarantees a minimum support for every lecturer. For the National Research Fund, you have to apply and go to assess it, and it's not everybody who can get that.
Now, you did make your observations clear to them.
Yeah.
Was it taken into consideration?
We thought they would have factored that in, and let me make things clear here, that we are not against the setting up of the National Research Fund. But when they said they were going to replace it with the book and research allowance, is where the issue is. And we told them, remove that or decouple that from the book and National Research Fund, and then we can participate fully. They've not done that. They haven't done that. And, for now, UTAG said until that issue is resolved, we're not going to take part in that. And
infusing that with the strike you want to embark on, even when, if we should even look at the fund alone, when was the last time you interacted with the NCTE on this very issue to confirm that indeed they haven't inputted it?
On the 24th of February, UTAG wrote a letter to the Executive Secretary for NCTE requesting that they should initiate the process for the payment of this year, that's 2013-2014 book and research allowances. And we gave them up to 31st of March to respond. As I speak now, they have not even written to us.
No response at all?
No response. Silent.
But have you tried getting to them one-on-one, aside the letter, meeting them?
We met the Minister of Education, that's on the 27th of February. And she called us and she said it was just information passing meeting. It wasn't a meeting to discuss the issue, but she wanted to inform UTAG that we allege or accuse them of not engaging us properly. And she had presented a paper, a keynote address at a certain forum where UTAG was present, and we didn't make our reservation about that or rejected it. So why then do we say that they have not engaged us? And we indicated that if somebody presents a paper at a forum, it is not a platform for us to discuss. So we thought inviting us to discuss properly would have been a way forward. That has not been done. At that meeting, she virtually brushed us aside, and since then we've not been invited, although we have made several efforts to contact them. That's why we're not giving them this kind of meeting, because there is tension growing up on campuses, and we can no longer contain that as UTAG leaders. But aside even you getting to the ministry, let's move back to the body under which you've been dealing directly, which is the NCTE. Yes. Now,
yes. You did mention that in February you spoke to them.
Yeah.
Even that had to do with the fund.
Yeah.
But which is
The
still
book,
linked
yeah.
to the book and research allowance.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you did meet the minister, but that conversation wasn't really fruitful.
Yeah.
How about this body also? Have you met them one-on-one also? Aside the letter?
We've met Prof. Mahama, who is the executive secretary. And he cannot do anything because I think it's tied to what government intentions are. And there hasn't been anything positive or fruitful. Even before we went for the press conference yesterday, we tried to read them and to find out if some positive action has been taken on it. Nothing has been done. And
do you think that, have you made your intentions clear to government, even through the minister, that we're going to embark on a strike, aside coming to the media, that we will embark on a strike on April 15 if these things are not met?
We've written a letter to Labour Commission because before any group can embark on a strike, you need permission. We've equally written a letter to the Minister of Education. We sent one to NCT. That we have
still no response?
No.
Are you going to get back to them again?
We're waiting till the 15th of April. If we don't hear from them, as we indicated, we will advise ourselves.
But this indeed will go a long way to affect yourselves and also the students you teach. Do you think that going on a strike action is the best way to handle this matter? I think when we started discussing with government and even NCT, we told them that
UTAG members are not interested in going for any strike at all. It is not in our interest to do that because we also have students at our own heart, and these are people we deal with. It's about people's future and so on. But it concerns our condition of service, and if they don't act and force us to walk that far, we have no option.
But if you also know the negatives involved with strike actions and you still, up till April 15, you don't hear from them, why don't you extend the time? If you can wait till April 15, can't you still wait for some more time?
We've waited all this while, from August 2013, talking about 7 months, 8 months ago. Now we are almost about to close. Universities soon will be writing exams, they'll be in May. We should act now. Somebody should also be listening to us.
And if your strike is overlooked and your concerns raised about the fund is still overlooked, what happens?
We hope we don't get there, but if we get there, we have solutions.
What will be your solution?
I wouldn't be happy to preempt that here.
But definitely you still want to talk to them and find out if they will go about it. And everybody would want to know that if they don't hear you out, you're concerned that for 7 months you haven't been paid. You've raised issues related to the fund. You've raised issues about your book allowance. You've given your justification why it should not be added and the need for it to be decoupled. If they still don't hear you out, what happens?
And that's why I said UTAG operates on the basis of we have what NEC. NEC is all the executives from all the various public universities campuses. We will meet to review our position even by the 15th of April. And from there, we'll find a way forward.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. I have been speaking with the National Secretary of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, and we're looking at issues they've raised on the National Research Fund and their book allowance that hasn't been paid for 7 months, and they are waiting to hear from government and the necessary stakeholders involved to stop them from going on a strike on April 15. But they're saying if nothing happens, they will review or possibly go on their strike action.